Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, under the We Are Gods in Flesh series, I want to talk about an interesting topic. The topic is reincarnation. I'm sure almost everyone has heard about reincarnation. However, there are many doubters than believers. But the reason why I'm doing this topic is to clarify that reincarnation does exist, and I know about my history of reincarnation. So I'm just going to tell you two topics or two events that I still remember about my previous life, and I'm also going to talk about Elvis Presley. The reason why I chose him, I'm just going to start to talk about Elvis, and the reason why I chose him is because I know one day I was listening on YouTube to this other brother, and he was talking about that he had visited hell, and he was talking about the people whom he had seen in hell. So one of the characters that he spoke about, of course, was Elvis Presley. And to be honest, what he said about him, he said he saw Elvis suffering in hell, he was being tortured, demons were mocking him, so forth and so forth. And remember, guys, I am a prophet. If I want answer about anything, it just can come in a flash, or I can just ask God, to reveal to me. Or sometimes, if I think about anything, answers will come, or God will speak, or the higher self will speak. So that night, I was very disturbed about what he was saying, and to some extent, it seems like he was bragging, he was happy that Elvis is in hell. Then I was just thinking about myself. It touched me so much, so that by the time that I slept, I was still thinking about it. Then when I slept now, the Holy Spirit, or you can say the higher me, whatever you understand, or God. Of course, I don't believe in all those concepts. I do believe that there is us and divine energy, and we get information from our higher self, not from another being outside. So I can say my higher self spoke to me and told me that Elvis is actually alive. Yes, you heard me right, because of course he reincarnated, and I had the privilege, to see his current picture, like who he is today. And actually, also the Holy Spirit took me through a process of what happened to him when he died. So, because this system, the world that we are living in, is run by the matrix, or is run by some energy or beings who know better. So if you die without full knowledge of yourself that you are God, these beings can capture you and do whatever they want with you. But however, since we are indestructible, we are spirits in physical bodies, they have no choice but to make you reincarnate in one way or another. So what happened is, when Elvis died, he was captured by this system. Of course, they brought him to their place of torture, which some people can refer as hell, but hell, there's no permanent hell. It will just be a place of torture if you die without knowledge. Then after that, they beheaded him. I saw them that they beheaded his head, but you must know that the body, or whatever body you might have in the afterlife, can die or can suffer, but your spirit can always live on, even if you are killed in the spirit. So they beheaded his head, and the reason why they do the beheading is to remove knowledge about reincarnation. It's only people who have got high vibration of spirituality who can remember it, and everyone can dig, but you need to be spiritual. You need to know how things work. So they beheaded him. After that, he was reborn I think it was an African country or an Asian country, I'm not sure, but he looked as if he was now black or a bit Indian. And he is now in a girl's body. Like, he was now, I could see that it was about a girl who was around 9 or 10. And she was brownish in skin color. And that was what? The reincarnated Elvis. So obviously, that girl does not even remember that in her former life, She was someone who was very popular, someone who was entertaining the world. And I'm going to try by all means possible to find that girl, because I know that being someone with these prophetic powers and who can control things in the spiritual realm is a bit easy. Of course, even if you ask her about it, she'll be saying you are crazy. I don't even know that guy and what. Because it also seemed like, he was reincarnated. That girl who Elvis reincarnated to, it seems like she was living in a family that was a bit poor. So obviously, she has no idea about Elvis Presley. Okay, so that is it about him. So when you die, don't worry, you will never go anywhere. Of course, that system can capture you and kill you after that. But the thing here is, you always be born again in another body, because you be born or you keep on coming to the earth until you learn the truth. The truth being that there is no God except your conscience. So once you're able to know that and you've got a higher level of consciousness, when you go out there, you can always survive. Then most of you or some people, you listen to the story that I did yesterday about my near-death experience, and I'm sure I told you that at one time I was at a place where I was being treated. I was sick, and when I died, or when I had that experience, I was at a place where I was being treated by a Muslim shaman in Africa, and that guy was from Malawi. So one thing that happened also is that guy, he was quite an old man, maybe around 70 there. He had children, and the children were adults. So in that place where where I was in the having the near-death experience, those guys, they told me that, I don't know how did they do it, but they told me that with this world, it seems like they were part of the system that knows more about reincarnation. They were saying that a person will always die, and when he dies, we remove all the knowledge that he or she has. That person is reborn again, and it's a repeated cycle. So that is what they were telling me, that it's a repeated cycle. If someone dies, we remove all the knowledge, all the brain, and what, then he is born again and does not remember anything. So to them, it's like a game, because up there we die. Some of you who are Christians, you die thinking that you are going to go to the arms of a loving God, of a loving Jesus. The bad news is, it's just a lie. It doesn't exist. There's no God, there's no Jesus up there, except you when you die, and of course the other dark energies. So I don't want to make my video long. I'm also going to do a video maybe tomorrow about what I still remember about my reincarnation. Thank you.